For today's trip down the Licking River, we're exploring the section between the east end of Blackhand Gorge State Nature Preserve and the boat ramp at the north end of Dillon Lake. This trip is a little bit short of 9 miles, and it took us about 7 hours to complete, which was about 6 river hours with a 1-hour stop for lunch. We put in at the Toboso Road access point. This is a little ways south of Ohio Highway 16 and about 10 miles east of Newark. From the parking lot, there's a short muddy path that leads down to a wide gravel bar. The path can be slippery, but once you get down to the bottom, it's an easy place to launch out from. Alright, let's get on to the river. Compared to the Blackhand Gorge stretch of the Licking River, this next bit is much less widely traveled. We didn't see a single other person on the river at all day long. In many ways, I'd say that this stretch is actually a nicer trip than the more popular Blackhand Gorge section. The water is deeper on this section and it flows a little faster. That means less paddling and less running aground. All in all, it was just a really nice day to be out on the water. A couple miles into the trip, we passed under the bridge at Pleasant Valley Road. Like so many bridges all around the world, this one also features a collection of wise advice and deep philosophy from some of our nation's most promising thinkers. I'm not sure who Webster is or why they thought that this was a good place to leave a message, but someone out there has a very specific request for him. About halfway through the trip, we picked a nice gravel bar and stopped for lunch. Today's selection features a thermos full of hot coffee and breakfast burritos fresh off the grill.
No. There might be a little river water in these, but I don't think that'll hurt us much. I think this is ready to go. What do you think? This is really fucking good.
Making a hot-cooked lunch on the river really makes a world of difference. I was tempted to just bring cold sandwiches, but cooking out on that little grill was really a nice way to go. Anyway, time to get back out on the water. Shortly after lunch, we came to a spot where a tree had fallen completely across the river. There was no way to paddle through. We had to haul the boats out and portage around. Apart from this one spot, there were no serious obstructions in the river anywhere else on this trip. As you get up towards the top of Dillon Lake, the river splits out into a bunch of little forks and side streams you can explore. This one is a really cool area we decided to call Bigfoot Cove. I'm not saying Bigfoot hangs out down here, but if he does, this is probably where he'd be. After Bigfoot Cove, we've come down to the last couple miles of the trip. Here, the river widens out into the top of the lake, and the current slows right down to a crawl. For these last couple miles, you've really got to paddle the whole way. Well, I guess that's it. This is the end of the trip for today. The takeout point is the Dillon Lake Boat Dock at the north end of Dillon State Park. It's at the end of Natural Resource Road 17, down past the Dillon Sportsman Area shooting range. There's a big asphalt parking lot here and a nice concrete ramp, but I don't think it sees much boat traffic because the water is too shallow to launch most boats with trailers. It's just right for a canoe, though. So I hope you found that interesting, and I'll be right back here with another video just as soon as I can. See you then.